Shalom, giving honor and praise unto Yah, the creator and maker of heaven and earth. This is part 2 concerning the diaspora of the children of Israel. The next king of Assyria we're going to speak on is Sargon II, who is mentioned by the Israelite prophet Isaiah in Isaiah chapter 20. The Israelites who were taken to the land of Assyria were speaking and protesting about the treatment they were receiving from the Assyrians. In Isaiah chapter 10 we read, I send him, Assyria, to an ungodly people. The Israelites of the northern kingdom, their kingdom fell. The king of Judah, when the Israelites of the northern kingdom were taken to Assyria, was during the rule of Hosea of Israel and during the rule of Ahaz of Judah. Ahaz is the 12th descendant of King David. The prophet who was major in that time was Isaiah. The prophets Amos and Hosea were actually before the time of the prophet Isaiah. During the rule of Ahaz of Judah, you see in 2 Chronicles 28, verse 17 and 18, that Esau or the Edomites were migrating into the land of Israel. The next king of Assyria was Sennacherib, the famous Sennacherib who helped defeat the Egyptians as well as the Babylonians. He also made a record of him going against Hezekiah, king of Judah. In order to understand this, one must understand the events in those days and times. Sennacherib invaded the land of Judah in the year approximately around 701 or 701 BCE and took captive of the land of Lachish and transported some of the inhabitants to the land of Assyria. But, hold on, Lachish is in the land of Judah. So was Judah also taken to Assyria? Yes. This can be confirmed in the Bible in 2 Kings chapter 18, verse 13 to 14. Also, when you go to the book of Isaiah chapter 36, verse 1, the Assyrian kingdom itself fell to the Babylonians in the Medes between the year 609 and 612. That is to say 612 to 609 BCE, because the timeline counts down in BCE era. The king of Judah at that time was Josiah. The main prophet at that time was Jeremiah, and the book of Nahum mentions the fall of Assyria. Hold thy feast, O Judah, proclaimed the prophet Nahum. Why would we have to speak of Judah about the celebration of liberty from Assyria if the Assyrians only had the Israelites of the northern kingdom in captivity? Something to think about. Let's not forget, the ruler Rehoboam in the year approximately 974 BCE had Israelites of the northern kingdom in the land of Judah. This, as stated, can be confirmed in the book of 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 17. We also see that there was Judah in the captivity of the Syrians when we see them taken to the land of Assyria from Lachish. So basically, you have it to where there were Israelites of the northern kingdom that lived in Judah, and then during the rise of Assyria, you also see people of the tribe of Judah that's inside the Assyrian captivity. This becomes important as we go along. The importance of this is because due to the chart and some other understandings concerning the disbursement and diaspora of the Israelites, basically focuses on the split of the kingdom. Now, let us look at the timing of Hezekiah, who ruled in Judah even after the time of Sennacherib taking Lachish. In the time recorded in 2 Chronicles 30, the king Hezekiah wanted to invite people to keep the Passover. The people he invited were of the northern tribes of Israel, such as Asher, Manasseh, Issachar, Zebulun. Hold on. You still have Israelites of the northern tribes in the lands of the northern land after the Assyrians ran all throughout the northern kingdom of Israel? Yes. See, the Assyrian model in battle was to defeat the capital and capture the king or assassinate the king if quote-unquote need be. So when Samaria, the capital of the northern kingdom, fell in 721 BCE, we see after that time, in 700 or 690 BCE, that Hezekiah is speaking to the Israelites of the northern tribes in 2 Chronicles chapter 30, because they were still in existence within the land, but just not as a kingdom in the northern tribes. So far, we can gather that not all of Israel was taken to Assyria, and there was some of Judah that was taken to Assyria, and that there were Israelites of the northern tribes of Israel in the land of Judah. This becomes very important. The chart we're speaking of basically says, after the fall of Assyria, that the tribes of Israel that were in Assyria did not care to go back to where Judah was, in the land of Jerusalem under King Josiah. So the tribes of Israel in that case decided to travel to an unknown land called Aseret, which is translated by many meaning the mountain of the remnant, and there they set up kingdoms. This would have to have been around the era between 609 and 600 BCE. Judah was still a kingdom at that time. The quote comes from a book called the Apocrypha in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40 to verse 48. Some Israelites today say that it is speaking of the Native Americans, such as we see as the Inca, the Aztecs, the Shoshone, the Chickasaw, and the Micmac. The chart states that the Native Americans in what we call now the United States are truly the tribe of Gad. The Seminole Indians, according to the chart, is the tribe of Reuben. The slight problem with that is the fact that in history the Seminole are part of the tribe of the Florida people called the Creek. The Creek are the ancestors of the Seminole. How can then a tribe like the Creek be Gad and the tribe that branched from them be Reuben, if both Reuben and Gad were two separate individual tribes? Am I saying that there are no Native American tribes of the Israelites? No, I am not saying that. I used to say such until I studied upon the matter and referenced a tribe called the Chumash, Kumash, who lived in California, and heard of their leader called the Ishi. The word Ishi in Hebrew means my chief. So, stands to say that that is not by coincidence. Am I saying that the chart that is in circulation today is 100% correct? No. Am I denying that Israelites came after the Assyrian captivity to an unknown land and set up kingdoms? No. We have to remember the Bible is specific in saying in Deuteronomy 28 verse 64, Israel will be scattered from one end of the earth to the other. So with that, let us get back to the Bible itself. Jeremiah the prophet saw the fall of Assyria in the year 609 BCE. In the book of Jeremiah 50, we see this. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First the king of Assyria, and lastly the king of Babylon had broken his bones. Did Jeremiah in Jeremiah chapter 50 know of the split of the kingdom between Judah and Israel after the time of Solomon? Yes, he did. But we read that Assyria and Babylon have driven Israel away and crushed his bones. Bones is what one used to stand upon in strength. The crushed bones means that Israel was not standing as a kingdom and being independent on their own 2 feet. When did Babylon come to the scene with Israel and Judah? In the year 605 BCE, Babylon was that kingdom, to put it in layman terms. No nation stepped up to Babylon. Let's understand that Egypt too had provinces in the east, and Babylon smashed that. And the kings like Necho, Wehembre of Dynasty 26 knew that, okay, Babylon is that kingdom and I need to fall back. Who set Babylon up as such? The Most High did. The book of Daniel chapter 7 speaks upon that. The Assyrian kingdom fell in 612 BCE. And by 605 BCE, Babylon was strong, and then wow, here we go. When we go to the book of 2 Kings chapter 24, verse 8 through 12, and 597 BC, we see Babylon and Judah taking Judah captive. This was in the time of Jehoiachin of Judah, and he was the grandson of Josiah. Was it only Judah the tribe though, or was it the kingdom of Judah? Well, the prophet Ezekiel was among those taken captive, and he was not Judah, but he was a Levite. Levites were among those also that went into the Assyrian captivity when you go to 2 Kings 17, verse 28. This information will be continued in part 3.